part of what the whole community has shaped this into. And that module itself, the fundamental prerequisite for it is that the participant has a IT background and has a basic knowledge of distributed computing. Those are the two essential areas, because the module itself doesn't describe how distributed computing is necessarily different from silo-based or monolithic type of system development. But having said that, we do need to go into detail of how they are different and how service orientation then shapes the distributed computing approach in its own way to accomplish its own goals. So that is covered to some extent, but it is helpful to have a basic IT background and an understanding of distributed computing before beginning. And just to address your other question about an entry-level certification, the certifications you heard me list off, those are all, each represents a different area of specialization. There is an entry-level accreditation called the SOA Certified Professional. To attain that, you only need to pass the exam for Module 1 as well as any one additional exam, and you then automatically get that accreditation assigned to your online profile, and you get all the information and your certificate sent out to you. And that accreditation it serves two purposes. It acknowledges that a basic level of understanding has been proven and accomplished by the IT professional on their way toward one of the more specialized certifications. So it's something that they can use to show that they're working toward it, but also we've seen that certification used by organizations who simply do not need their professionals to learn more. For example, we had a major vendor send dozens of students through the program only to get the SOA Certified Professional accreditation, and these were all people that dealt with technical pre-sales and simply wanted to attain a fundamental level of knowledge, but also have some sort of accreditation to show that they've attained it, and they then would have that on their profiles when they went out to visit clients and to talk about products and to talk about how products and technologies relate to SOA. And it basically gave them the ability to show that they had expertise and proficiency both in the products they represented as well as the industry perspective that was credited through the SOA Certified Professional Program. So for those who only need an extent of knowledge, that certification can also be useful.
Let's now turn our attention to education and certification exam prep. To lead off that question, could you tell us about the Prentice Hall Service-Oriented Computing Series? What is your philosophy as series editor?
Well, that book series started back in 2003. Actually, no, the first books were written back in 2003, and the book series, I believe, officially started in 2005. It's a book series that now there are, I believe, 5 titles in print, and there are 8 more currently in development. We have about 25 authors, all from a diversity of SOA organizations contributing to those other books. So the intent of that book series is to establish a de facto library of reference texts that cover the most important areas within the service-oriented computing space, and that ranges from everything that we discussed so far in terms of service-oriented architecture and service orientation to very specific types of modern service technologies, including cloud computing platforms and special types of development platforms such as Java and .NET, infrastructure innovations with grid technology and virtualization. And there are various topics that are covered in detail, and the library of books is being developed so that each book complements the other. The overall purpose of the book series is, from a certification perspective, is to establish a comprehensive and well-aligned set of resources that are then used and are an official part of the SOA Certified Professional curriculum. So when you take a workshop or you get a self-study kit and work through that to prepare for an exam, each course module that may be part of the workshop or that is within the self-study kit has a relationship with one or more textbooks that are also then provided and are used to prepare for the exams and just to work through all the topics that that module contains. The overall benefit here is that the training program does not rely on disparate text references from different authors that may use different terminology or may write about the same topic in different ways. There is consistency and alignment across the textbooks. There are conventions that are applied. It has a high level of community involvement. For example, the SOA Design Patterns book that was published about a year ago. It took 3 years to develop that book. It had over 200 people from the community that contributed to it, either by contributing patterns or reviewing and providing feedback. It went through a process where the entire manuscript was published online for 3 months and was further made available to just an open public review, and then all that information was collected and synthesized into the printed book that is now also one of the books in the library that comprise the curriculum for the SOA Certified Professional Program. So all these things tie together, and we try to leverage that alignment and that synergy as much as we can in terms of the educational component and in terms of the development of the books and the courses. So that's where all these connection points lie, and that's what we continue to do as the other books come out and other courses related to those books are in development.
So we have the Prentice Hall Service-Oriented Computing Series, and focusing on certification again, I imagine those books, as you just said, would be a great fit for self-study. What else would you have to share, or how else would you advise an IT certification candidate in terms of choosing between instructor-led workshops and self-study? Because I know you at SOA Systems have both, correct?
Well, yeah, we have, SOA Systems owns and operates SOAschool.com, but there is actually also a training partner network that delivers courses in different regions as well. So depending on where you're located, there may be various options for preparing for exam preparation. The two classic routes are either to take an instructor-led workshop and experience the individual course modules with the guidance of a certified SOA trainer. And the other common way of doing it, especially if it's difficult for you to travel to where a workshop may be happening, or if it's more convenient just to work on your own, the other common means of doing it is via the self-study program, where you can basically order individual self-study kits for the individual modules and prepare for the exams at your own pace using the materials that you get in the kits. The kits include the materials you get at the instructor-led workshop, in addition to several other supplements and resources designed for self-paced study. Just work that way and then take the exam at your local Prometric testing center. So that's become an increasingly common means of getting certified, because you can basically just dictate the pace at which you want to prepare for the exams. You can plan your certification tracks, and you can just approach it with your own priorities and fit it into whatever other commitments you have in your current professional life. So those are the two common ways, but ultimately you're not required to purchase anything or take any course to get certified. You are only required to take the exams. That's the fundamental requirement to work toward any of the certifications. And then also, if you are interested in becoming a certified SOA trainer yourself, then there's the additional requirement that you pass the exams for the courses that you'd like to teach with an honors grade, which is, I think, around 10% higher than the passing grade.
Now, as far as the exam specifics, that's a common question that I receive from people. What can they expect as far as how much the exams cost? I noticed that I'm looking at the page right now on my computer. Prometric.com/SOACP is the specific URL where they would go to register. What else can you tell us regarding the specifics of these Prometric SOA certification exams?
Yeah, I believe that the pricing through Prometric ranges from $150 to $175 per exam. Now, there are two types of exams. There are the regular exams, and then there are the lab exams. A subset of the overall courses are lab courses, where instead of content that you learn by reading and researching and then studying and memorizing, the content in those courses is primarily comprised of exercises that you have to carry out to solve complex problems using the skills that you've acquired from the completion of previous courses that are prerequisites for the lab courses. Lab courses have corresponding lab exams, and those exams are 2 hours in length, whereas the regular exams are 1 hour long. And so I believe the pricing structure is such that a 1 hour exam is $150, a 2 hour exam is $175. When you purchase a self-study kit, you get a Prometric exam voucher already included with the kit, so